Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. They didn't freaking make it! So here's what you get. From Canada, Ryan and
Jason. Welcome to another episode of the Worst of the Best podcast. I am your host, Ryan, and with me today, again, as always, more or less, my brother Jason. How you doing?
Doing good, Ryan. Nice to be here.
At the time of this recording, happy Thanksgiving, Canada-wide. Soon it'll be the American Thanksgiving next month, and of course, the holidays with Christmas. And apropos that today's topic is ice cream, Jason, because ice cream is used throughout many people's desserts, and they'll have ice cream with their pies and things like that. We just had summer, of course. People had ice cream when they go to the beaches and parks. Jason, what's your thoughts on ice cream in general?
I love ice cream. I haven't participated in eating ice cream in a very long time, but it would be like, hey, Jason, if you were to eat something as a cheat dessert in your life, what would it be? Ice cream would be very much on the top of the list. I very much love ice cream. It's one of those things that I do miss.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't eat ice cream anymore because I don't eat sugar as a practice. I used to eat ice cream all the time. I'd have ice cream. I used to buy ice cream and put in my Slurpees. I would have ice cream shakes, ice cream with pie.
Oh, yeah.
And so, my diet now is like yours. I don't have ice cream anymore. So that being said, I love ice cream.
For you, would it be one of the top
ice cream
items that you would reintroduce? Oh, yeah.
Remember ice cream cake for your birthdays and stuff?
Oh, yeah, of course I do.
The chocolate crunch middle. Yeah, there's very few ice cream flavors, Jason, that I've come across in my life where I'm like, nah, I'm not going to have it. And I almost thought about doing an episode, and maybe we still will, of the 10 worst flavors of ice cream. So one that comes to mind is the rum and raisin one. You remember that one?
I do.
But that's not today, folks. Today we're doing the top unique ice cream flavors from around the world. So these are ice cream flavors that you won't find in probably so much, unless it's a specialty shop, but you won't find this in your normal Baskin Robbins or A&W or Dairy Queen when you're in Canada, the UK, and the USA. One of them is actually from Mexico. So I was about to say North America, so that's not true. So there's one from Mexico. Okay. So these are unique flavors. And so what Jay and I had to do is we had to canvass these countries and say, hey, man, what kind of ice cream do you have here that you don't find in Canada or in the United States? And tell us about it. So we were able to get 10 responses, Jason. That's really great of our listeners that they were able to do that for us. So we're going to give their experiences as to what the flavors are like and what it is that they have in their countries that's unique to their countries. And then, of course, Jason and I haven't had these, but our worst pick will be, of the 10, which one would we kindly decline and say, cool, it's cool that you're doing that. Thanks, but no thanks. It doesn't mean we wouldn't, but if we had to choose one to say no thanks to, which one would it be? All right. So, Jason, who could resist the allure of ice cream? It's the delectable dessert capable of brightening anyone's mood. Whether the sun beats down on a scorching summer day or the chill of a winter night sets in, ice cream transcends seasons. But why limit yourself to the familiar choices of vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, though they're very yummy, when you can embark on a worldwide ice cream journey? Come with me and Jason as we venture into the realm of 10 extraordinary ice cream flavors hailing from various corners of the globe. Okay, number 10. This ice cream flavor, Jason, comes from Singapore. You ever been to Singapore?
No, I have not.
Remember our grandfather? He went there. Our dad's dad. He went to Singapore, and I think he brought back Singapore shirts for us when we were kids. Do you recall that?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
I think there's a photo of me wearing a Singapore shirt. Yeah. Okay, so this ice cream flavor, Jason, is called durian. When I saw this durian, I was thinking of the band Duran. This is durian. They have some great hits. So this is called durian ice cream. Now, Singapore serves up a surprising treat, durian ice cream. Now, Jason, you might be wondering, what is durian? Do you have any idea what durian is?
No, I don't.
It's spiky on the outside, but incredibly creamy and sweet inside. Durian is often called the king of fruits, but it's also famous for having a unique, let's say, strong, pungent smell. Some people love it.
Oh, yes,
Well,
I have heard of
okay.
this
Yeah.
type of fruit. Yeah.
Of course, some people love that, and while others can't stand it. But when it comes to ice cream, it's a game changer. Durian ice cream is like a tropical party in your mouth. It combines durian's smooth custard-like texture. Oh, I do love custard, with the cool and refreshing goodness of ice cream. The result? A flavor that's as bold and distinctive as Singapore itself. The first bite is a sweet, exotic journey with the mix of fruity, custard, and slightly nutty flavors. So, Jason, it's time to say goodbye to Borno vanilla. Plus, the ice cream's chilliness mellows out the durian's strong taste, creating a dessert that's perfectly balanced and delicious. So I did look online, of course, to see what this durian fruit looks like, and it's just like it's described there by our listener. It's spiky outside shell. They're quite large, they're about the size of a cantaloupe, and to get inside, the inside is quite a bit of shell to get through. It's amazing that humans saw this and just cracked it open to decide what's in here, and then they made that ice cream. What are your thoughts there?
As described, it sounds delicious. And I'm also a fan of custard.
Yeah, good
I like,
custard.
yeah. So,
Yeah, that one sounds good. I don't think that one's going to make my worst off the right away, but we're not going to say that till the end, of course. But every now and then we like to say which one we think might be kind of on the precipice of a worst. But yeah, that one's sounding okay. That one doesn't sound like it might challenge my North American palate. Yeah. Okay, what do you got for number 9?
yeah, so olive oil ice cream. So this is from Italy. When you think of Italy, you probably picture pasta or hearty sauce over polenta. But guess what? Italy has also a unique and incredibly tasty ice cream flavor, olive oil ice cream. It's like taking your taste buds on a journey to the Mediterranean. A spoonful of this ice cream is as smooth as a boat gliding through the canals of Venice and as rich as the history that fills Rome's ancient streets. Italians have figured out how to blend the deliciousness of extra virgin olive oil with the sweet, creamy goodness of traditional gelato. It's like mouth-watering symphony of sweet and savory. The olive oil gives it a fruity, slightly peppery taste. This flavor might make you question everything you thought you knew about ice cream. Is it a dessert or a culinary masterpiece? Is it sweet or savory? Don't overthink it. Just savor every bite.
All right. Thank you to our Italian listener there. Yes. Interesting. Olive oil ice cream. Olive oil, does it have a taste? If you're just taking...
I take olive oil often, several times a week. If not, I try every day, a little tablespoon or two. I'm trying to envision how they would transition that into an ice cream. Because if you get the true...
Are you talking about true...
Yeah, I don't want to go to Costco to get olive oil or a store. I will go, there's a place 5 minutes from here, and they sell olive oil and balsamic vinegar from around the world. And they have it in stainless steel containers. They have the polyphenol counts on it, what country it's from, what day or month it was harvested, when it was crushed. So it is truly olive oil specialty store. So when they do talk about the peppery taste,
okay.
So when you take a little swig of an actual properly, very unrefined, if not refined at all, but just properly cold pressed, there is an irritation in the back of your throat.
Oh.
And it gives you like you want to give it a bit of a cough because it has an irritation. And there is a pepperiness to it. So that is an indication of a purer form of olive oil. And you go, okay, this is probably pretty legit. Where you probably heard olive oil in the grocery stores, they might be cut with other cheaper oils and blah, blah, blah. And it has a bit of a bite. Now, it's not bad. You're not going to go, oh, I really like that taste necessarily. But if you add it to a dish or cooking or whatever, it'll blend in nicely. If you just have a small swig of a tablespoon or so, there might be that slight cough and irritation. So to add that true Italian pure olive oil to ice cream, it would be an interesting experience to see how that would be incorporated.
Okay.
So yeah, sweet and savory, I can see how that would be used to describe an olive oil ice cream.
I've been guilty of just using your common big glass jar olive oil.
Sure. Yeah.
For cooking, for frying up a stir fry or something like that. Nothing crazy. But interesting. I would have thought of making it into an ice cream flavor. Okay. Now the next one, one of our listeners in our live chat right now. Again, if you want to join us in our live chat, like Mr. David is, join our Discord or our socials online like Twitter or Facebook, because I announce when we're going live, and then you can join us when we're live if you can make that timing, and you can add to the conversation of the actual podcast episode itself. David, before the show even started, he mentioned that there is a violet flavor in Bulgaria. Now, that's not one of the ones we're doing. David, we should have asked you before we went live if you could describe what that's like. However, we got ones close to that, maybe close. This is lavender.
Hey, Ryan, sorry, just before you go back.
Yeah, sure.
David said hi to me and welcome back at the very beginning.
Yes, he did.
So, yeah. So I appreciate that, David. It's nice to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have Jason back. Yeah. We'd like to thank our other guest hosts, but yeah, of course, we'd love to have my brother is the first and foremost. We appreciate having him here. Yeah. All right. Lavender. I think that lavender is considered like a violet color almost. So I wonder if there's some similarities between the Bulgaria violet and the lavender. So this is from France. So Jay, that calming feeling you get when you smell lavender and you instantly feel relaxed. Have you ever experienced that? Well, our listener has when they're in France. Okay. Imagine that experience for your taste buds. Lavender ice cream from France is like enjoying a sweet walk through a lavender field on a warm summer day. It's like they captured the essence of those beautiful purple fields in a scoop of ice cream. This flavor is seriously unique, combining the flowery smell of lavender with the creamy deliciousness of ice cream. But don't worry, it's not overpowering like your grandma's potpourri. It's a gentle mix of sweet and floral flavors. The texture is super smooth, and the color, it's that soft, calming shade of purple that makes you want to dig in right away. I never thought of lavender as having a flavor. This one might be a little bit tricky. This is almost like a flower, like a legit flower in your ice cream.
Do we not use lavender in any way, like in cooking? No.
I'm not a cook. I could ask Becky, but I
don't know. I know people use lavender like in soaps and
the smell.
Maybe they add it to a warm bath or something. It's often equated with relaxation. I've never seen the draw to lavender myself. I don't think of it as a uniquely special smell or experience.
I think it might be Becky, my wife. Might be her favorite flower. I think I just text her to come here and I'll ask her if she doesn't. So we'll interrupt whatever number we're on if she comes here, but into the office. But anyways,
it could be a nice
looking color
recurring to or as a plant. It's a pretty hard.
Isn't it the one that's long?
Yeah. And it kind of got like
bell shaped flowers or something, like buds.
Yeah.
It has a nice color. If I'm picturing there, so it does have a nice color.
It's definitely got a strong smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could walk up to the plant and you definitely smell the lavender flavoring from the flowers. But
I just wonder who thought, hey, let's put a lavender in our ice cream. What an interesting combo. I wonder if a leaf fell in from the dining room table when they're eating vanilla ice cream and they thought, hey, you know what? That's not bad. Let's do something with this. Maybe that's how all of these happen, to be quite honest with you. Sesame seed oil fell into something, and we'll get to that. Okay, so that is from France. That, again, is lavender ice cream. What's number 7, Jay?
So we're going to go to Japan now. Like, our podcast is global.
It's very global.
And reaches all these countries, including Japan. And one of our listeners from Japan talked to us about the black sesame ice cream.
I've never heard of this.
No. If you're tired of the same old vanilla and chocolate frozen yogurt swirl, you should consider a trip to Japan. They've got something called black sesame ice cream. It's as dark as night without a moon, but bursting with a nutty, toasty flavor. Think of it as a cooler or more mysterious cousin of the regular vanilla ice cream. The Japanese have become experts at mixing the earthy, slightly bitter taste of roasted black sesame seeds with the sweetness of ice cream. The outcome? Eye-catching color and a surprising flavor that you won't forget. It's a delightful blend that's both classy and addictive.
I have to say, ice cream in general could be quite addictive. Oh, here's my wife. I have a question for you, babe. You're on camera. Looking lovely as always. So we have a question. Lavender, isn't that your favorite flower? You like it? Okay. It's one of your favorite. It's one of your favorites. Is it ever used for cooking?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. For what dishes? Yeah, but we're talking about cookies.
Or pasta or whatever that stuff is called. Yeah.
Oh.
You make iced tea with it.
There you go. Okay, there you have it, folks. We're talking about ice cream. So it was ice cream flavored. All right.
She's had lavender ice cream.
Have you had lavender ice cream? No.
Oh,
Have you heard of it? Okay.
okay.
Wow.
Well, there you
She's
go.
more cultured than we are, Jason. That's for sure. All right. All right. Carry on with your wifely duties.
Working.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's right. Exactly. Get back to work. Make me some money. All right. Thank you, honey. So there you go.
To be honest, this sounds.
Oh, back
good
to the
to
Black
me.
Sesame Seed. Yeah,
Yeah,
this one
the
does
black
sound good.
sesame. Like if you think of remember those sesame snap or sesame,
Oh yeah, those sesame
little-
snaps.
yeah, sesame snaps, and they have that sweetness mixed with.
Oh, but if it was black, sure, it's the same idea.
It'd be similar, and I can envision that maybe like a vanilla wafer type of ice cream.
And I was just thinking too, like vanilla, when you get that real vanilla ice cream and it's got the vanilla chunks or seeds or whatever, it's
Yes.
this is probably the equivalent of it. It's almost like a more hardened vanilla. It's just a little bit more tart or a little bit more earthy, as it says. So I think that's what you're dealing with. Vanilla's like older, stronger brother type thing. Okay. All right, cool. Black sesame seed ice cream. Yeah, so far all these are sounding pretty darn good. I don't think I'd say no to most of these.
Oh, I was gonna say I would try them all for sure. I wouldn't be like
Oh, yeah.
concerned about trying them.
I think all these flavors, to be honest with you, I've of course I've already seen the list, but I would say all these flavors I would definitely try them. But there's certainly two. If I had to choose, there's two that I might, and I won't say any more than that because we're getting near the bottom half here. Okay, but I would definitely try. I would almost try anything once. Sorry, to make a bad joke, but I won't.
Yeah, I was thinking some stuff too.
Nope, don't like that. Okay, here we go. We've mentioned this because it kind of ties in with olive oil. This is number 6, balsamic vinegar ice cream. This is from Italy. We're back to Italy. If you thought ice cream couldn't get any better, think again, Jason. Italy has another surprise for us. Balsamic vinegar ice cream. Yes, that's right. Ice cream with balsamic vinegar in it. It might sound odd at first. After all, balsamic vinegar is typically used on things like salads or roast chicken, not in ice cream. However, the combination of sweet, tangy, and the slightly acidic flavors from the balsamic vinegar surprisingly complements the ice cream quite well. This Italian dessert might raise a few eyebrows, but trust me, says our listener, it's a flavor you won't want to miss. Imagine like a fine aged wine, but in a frozen, scoopable form. The balsamic vinegar adds complexity that takes your taste buds on an exciting journey. It starts off with sweet and then surprise. But don't worry, it's not overwhelming. The creamy ice cream balances it out beautifully, blending those refreshing flavors. It's like a mix of sweet and sour in an ice cream cone. There you go. If you had to choose just between the two of them, let's just say, would you rather try it from Italy because they're from the same country? Would you rather have olive oil ice cream or balsamic vinegar ice cream? Which one would you want to try?
I suspect the balsamic will have a better relationship with the ice cream experience.
Interesting.
And the only reason I say that is because where I do buy my, like I had mentioned earlier, where I do buy my olive oil, they have balsamic vinegar and a whole variety. It's probably like, it's like the Baskin Robbins of balsamic vinegar and a whole variety of flavors. And like, it's, yeah, I can't even describe how many different flavors, but so a whole variety of flavors of the balsamic experience. And they do have the sweetnesses and the different, it might be like a chocolate balsamic vinegar and then raspberry balsamic vinegar, lemon balsamic vinegar. And depending on the dish or the type of salad that you would put that on, they try to help encourage you to buy some balsamic vinegar. And then you mix it with your oils, your olive oil, and match those flavors in different countries. And then you could have a really nice dressing for your salad. The only reason I wouldn't pick a balsamic vinegar, even though I've done tiny little taste tests just out of curiosity, balsamic vinegar tends to have a high content of sugar. So I wouldn't buy it for that. But out of just curiosity, I would have like little tiny taste tests. And I can see how putting a flavor of balsamic vinegar on an ice cream could be an interesting contrasting experience.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose between the two, I'd choose just out of curiosity. I'd probably just try the balsamic because it sounds more exciting. The olive oil probably has a nice texture and everything we described with that, or the listener described to us. But yeah, I think the balsamic might be just say, hey, you might as well just try something a little bit more crazy, so to speak, or a little bit more. I had no idea this was going to work. but there you go.
Yeah, before going to that store, I wouldn't know exactly what balsamic vinegar, what that experience would be. But having tasted it, I can see how pairing it with an ice cream, if done properly, would be probably a quite enjoyable experience, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. You've got the next one, Jay. From Trump's favorite country. Can you try to say it like he can?
Yeah. China.
So I love how he says that word. I can never
say China now.
He's either wrecked it or made it amazing for the rest of our life, because I can never say the word China without hearing him or seeing him do the way he says it. It's amazing. Anyways, all right.
So yeah, red bean ice cream. You might be wondering, why would anyone put beans in ice cream? This isn't a diet-friendly option. But don't worry, we're not talking about your typical baked beans.
Okay.
This ice cream is creamy and smooth with a subtle sweetness from red beans. It's like a cozy, comforting treat for your taste buds. An unexpected but delightful combination that will keep you coming back for more. The red beans add a hearty, nutty flavor that complements the creamy base perfectly. It's like a culinary balance, combining richness and lightness in every bite. And rest assured, this isn't some experimental creation. Red bean desserts have been a part of the Chinese cuisine for centuries, known for their earthy and wholesome taste. So it's not just ice cream, it's a taste of tradition that's been preserved in a frozen form.
Oh, so they've had this for a long time. This is something that they've had as a treat or as a dessert in their country. So I guess they probably have a lot of red beans there. This isn't your baked beans that you find wieners and bean cans.
It's not your chili beans.
That's
it's
right.
Probably closer to a vanilla bean experience, I'm guessing. I'm not that enticed by our friend from China. And
we do appreciate the input and listen there.
Yeah, we do. But I'm not really drawn to her. But I would suspect it's probably closer to an experience that you would have with vanilla.
And I think the red bean is that nut. They talked again about the earthy.
Yeah.
So it's more that kind of a rough edge to it with the cream wrapped around it, or the sugar and the cream.
You think of how many ice pecan, walnut, probably even almonds in ice cream. So I would suspect a red bean would be a similar experience to that type of. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting choice there, Chinese listener. Red bean ice cream. All right. They're neighbors, but we're going back to Japan again. I think Japan, if just a reminder, they gave us the black sesame. They have another one for us. Wasabi. Wasabi ice cream. So imagine what happens when Japan's fiery wasabi sauce meets the creamy coolness of ice cream. Get ready, Jason, for a flavor journey, because that's exactly what wasabi ice cream is all about. Yes, wasabi is the green stuff usually put on sushi or for a spicy kick. But when it's in ice cream form, it becomes something entirely different. It's not just about the heat. The ice cream combines creamy sweetness with that unmistakable wasabi flavor, creating a delightful tingling sensation in your mouth. It's not just sweet, it has a spicy kick as well. Now, I'll be honest, Jay, wasabi ice cream isn't for the faint of heart. But if you're an adventurous eater, it's a must try. Just a heads up, though, get ready for a burst of flavors that will leave you wanting more. Jason, are you up for trying a bowl of wasabi ice cream?
Okay, if you were to have sushi and you put a tiny little bit of wasabi, it does have a hit, right?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Wasabi's insane. Is it? Where's it from? Is it from? It must be a plant, right? Or
I would suspect it's comes derived from a plant. And I'm suffering with a little bit of a cold, surprisingly. But if I had a touch of wasabi right now, I'd probably clear my sinuses, open up my throat. I would feel like probably $100 for the next hour, because I would be like all opened up and wake me up and all the rest. But you don't want too much. Or at least I wouldn't want too much. So it'd be interesting to see how they incorporate the wasabi and into an ice cream, whether it would be just overpowering. And who knows, like in Japan, they might be more accustomed to the ratio of how much wasabi they actually put into it. But
they did say that there would be a tingle in your mouth. So there's enough to feel that kick, the bit of the spice. Have you ever had spicy like jubes or something like a cinnamon jubes? Yeah, I don't know what they call them in the States, but the chewy the chew in your mouth, gummy like chewy things. So you've experienced, at least I know I have, tasting candy that has a bit of a
Oh, like
spice kick. So
the cinnamon hearts.
yeah, those type of things. So
If you get the really good ones, then they do have a little bit of a
but
bite.
yeah, you can. That's right. It's a cinnamon flavor, but the effect of the spice is there. So this is just a different flavor. So I think it's that probably that same type of level. They don't want to overpower your eating experience, but it would give you a bit of that tingle and that kind of like I said, nasal clearing type experience.
Mhm.
I hate it when people use spice as some sort of form of manhood. I don't know how to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean by that? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
if someone's like, "Oh, you can't eat extra spicy," or this thing has whatever. What do you call the measurement of spice? What do you call that measurement again?
Yeah, I don't know.
The
heat index that they
this
use.
is 10,000 kilowatt of whatever spice wattage, whatever they call that. I think what it is just genetics. It's not a question of you're man enough to take it. I think some people just have a different response. They're just more sensitive to spice than others, just like anything else. Something that's semi-spicy to me or very spicy to me, let's just say, could be very dull to somebody else's palate.
But I also think spice is different than heat. These flavors together is really enjoyable, but I don't want the heat
That's right.
to take away from the enjoyment of the
yeah.
spice.
Why don't you just eat a burning log then? If it's just about the heat in your mouth, it's like sure you can withstand your tongue burning. Like they had the one chip challenge. You could buy a chip, Jason. It's one chip in a package.
Oh,
to eat
why would you do that?
Because it has that.
Oh, it has that much heat on it.
It's just one. You can't eat. It's the death chip. You can't eat it. People do it on challenges and stuff.
Okay.
But again, it's like some people can handle it better than others, even though it's the same chip. That being said, though, I remember when I was a kid, if you eat something spicy, remember what they told you to drink?
Oh, milk, right?
Milk, yeah. So I find it interesting that the wasabi is in ice cream. So that probably counterbalances the spice a little bit. So you get more of the flavor. Still, that's again, it's all about ratio. So if they put that spice in there, you're not just eating wasabi, the root. Frozen, you've got the cream and the milk probably helps settle down a bit of the spice. So it's just a bit of a kick and tingle. Yeah, interesting. I would have guessed. I think in a million years, if I had to come up with 100 flavors of ice cream, I probably wouldn't put wasabi on there.
Yeah. You're just not very cultured.
No, I'm not. I know. All right, Jay, this is an interesting flavor. The next one that you have.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Germany would be I don't know. Is Germany the origin of spaghetti? So Germany's bringing in the spaghetti ice cream. So they turned the classic pasta dish into sweet and frozen treat. They'll make your taste buds do a happy dance. The spaghetti ice cream. And it's not only delicious, but it's also fun to see. Here's how it works. They take ice cold vanilla flavored ice cream and push it through a special machine to create thin spaghetti-like strands. These frosty noodles are piled up just like a plate of real spaghetti. But here's a twist. Instead of using tomato sauce, they pour fruity strawberry sauce all over it and sprinkle white chocolate shavings on top to mimic Parmesan cheese. It's like a magic trick, but with ice cream. This German creation is perfect for those scorching summer days when you're craving something cold, sweet, and a little bit unusual. It's an ice cream experience that might even make you wonder why regular spaghetti isn't made out of ice cream. They completely cheated.
As per normal, Germany cheated. They're those sneaky guys. Yeah, this one's a little bit of a cheat to our German listener. Thank you for your submission, but yeah, they've created an illusion of a dish and made it. Yeah, so spaghetti. But I've seen the pictures of it. It is pretty clever. Yeah, it is pretty clever.
What I would like about this is making the noodles, they're thinly shaved noodles, with a little, probably harder. An ice cream cake, you know how an ice cream cake is really quite hard when you cut through it?
Right.
It's not as soft. So I would enjoy the kind of the crispier version of ice cream in the noodles. So
here, Jay. So here's some pictures of the spaghetti ice cream, if you can see it.
Oh, yeah, it literally looks like spaghetti.
Yeah, so if you're on our YouTube, you can see it. So we won't spend too much time on here because obviously our audio listeners can't see it. But just Google on your own there, folks, spaghetti ice cream. Never would have thought it existed until our German listener sent this in to us. But here's one here of a spaghetti and meatballs ice cream. Look at that. So those are chocolate balls with.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you can use chocolate. Yeah, clever little.
The Parmesan is the white chocolate shreddings. I love it. So it's very clever. But this is so we give points for clever. It looks like a real plate of spaghetti and noodles. So good
Delicious,
stuff.
actually.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. It looks good. So they cheated a little bit, but we'll give it to them. We'll give it to them. All right, then the next one is mine. Good old Mexico. What's their flavor? It's not taco. There is ice cream tacos. This is corn ice cream. All right. Let's take a little trip to Mexico, Jay. A place I've been to a few times myself, where they come up with a cool treat that will make your taste buds dance to the tapatio. Hold on to your hats because we're talking about corn ice cream. Everybody loves corn. It's delicious. It's one of those vegetables or whatever. It's just nothing is good for you about it. You know what I mean? But boy, corn on the cob, cream, corn and gravy, cornbread. I think cornbread might be the greatest bread ever made. Out of the oven, cornbread, you put butter on it. It's just something about cornbread, man. I love cornbread when it crumbles and everything. All right, Jay, imagine the creamiest and dreamiest vanilla ice cream you've ever had, okay? But with a twist. This ice cream is filled with golden corn kernels that adds a hint of sweetness and a touch of savory flavor. But this frozen delight isn't just a novelty. In Mexico, corn is more than just a side dish. It's a culinary superstar. They take fresh, juicy corn and work their magic to turn it into this creamy creation. So the texture is incredibly smooth, but you also get a slight crunch from the corn, which adds a fun contrast. So if you're up for a tasty adventure in every bite, Mexico's corn ice cream is the way to go.
It's freezing your creamed corn.
If you're eating vanilla ice cream and when you have whatever, like a chocolate nugget or something in your ice cream or whatever it might be, but you have corn, you pop that corn kernel in your mouth as you're eating. It's probably frozen from the ice cream. It might be an interesting experience. I bet you it tastes better than we're letting on.
I also wonder, is it maybe not, but I was thinking like popcorn.
Well, that's the thing.
Popcorny flavor in the ice cream.
It shouldn't be a surprise that they use corn with a sweet treat. Think of caramel corn. So you're just taking the idea of caramel corn, which is popcorn with caramel topping. This is just corn with an ice cream topping or ice cream surrounding. So the idea of sweetness around a corn shouldn't be that they have candy corn, which is actual garbage corn. That's not real corn. But the idea is that corn or corn flavored sweetness isn't really out of this world, but I've never heard of or eaten corn ice cream. So thank you, Mexico, for that treat, and our listener down there in Mexico. It's nice to see. All right, Jay, last one.
Yeah, we're coming in from Ireland now. So let's talk about this unique flavor that they're introducing. They've got a frozen treat that will make your taste buds do a little happy dance, especially if you're a fan of a good pint of beer. It's called Guinness Ice Cream. Yes, that famous Irish stout has found its way into the world of frozen desserts, and it's pretty amazing. A lot of folks really love this ice cream. It's creamy and smooth with a subtle taste of that distinct Guinness flavor. Imagine enjoying a multi-pint of the iconic Irish brew, but in frozen form. It's like a perfect combination of Guinness's deep roasted flavors with the sweetness of regular ice cream. So the next time you're in Ireland or come across the delightful treat at a local ice cream shop, would you be willing to give Guinness ice cream a try?
Now, this should almost be like, duh, of course, but yeah, beer flavored or ice cream or wine flavored or that kind of stuff. But I guess this is like legit Guinness, the brand flavored ice cream. And I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the episode, remember the rum and raisin flavored ice cream? It shouldn't come as a surprise that we have a Guinness flavored ice cream. Yeah, I suspect it's probably an easy flavor. I think about even when you have a root beer float, it's obviously root beer and Guinness aren't the same beer, but the idea that's probably what you're experiencing is that it's like a beer float, but they just put an ice cream styling of an ice cream with the flavor of Guinness. So they used Guinness as the liquid to make the ice cream. So very cool, very interesting. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wouldn't myself jump through hoops to get to it, but to me, it makes a lot of sense that especially Ireland trying to build on the reputation of their Guinness and the whole pub vibe and all the rest. So it makes sense to me that there would be that ice cream.
Yeah. All right. We'd like to thank all of our listeners who contributed to this survey when we put out the word, Jay, that we were looking for unique flavors of ice cream from our listeners around the world. Of course, Canada and U.S. need not apply. That's why we didn't add those. We were very grateful for the responses from them. Jay, here they are again. Durian ice cream from Singapore, olive oil from Italy, lavender from France, black sesame from Japan, balsamic from Italy, red bean from China, wasabi from Japan, spaghetti ice cream from Germany, corn from Mexico, and Guinness from Ireland. Jason, which one of these 10 would you be? I'll pass, thanks, but no thanks. Which one?
As we were going through the list, I was feeling like the red bean from China was the one I was going to lean towards. But the corn one from Mexico. Come on.
Come on. You wouldn't want to give it a try, eh?
Not that I wouldn't give it a try.
I know.
It's
You would actually be willing
I'd be
to
like,
never...
Yeah, this doesn't really draw me in.
You get that
Corn.
slight crunch from the corn, though. It adds a fun contrast, the listener said.
Yeah, I'm not that curious about that experience, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I'm going to go with the one you mentioned. I think the red bean one. I get your choice. Don't get me wrong. But I think corn's a safe bet. So if I'm like, I might not enjoy the red bean. I think if I had to come down to it, I wonder if I'd really enjoy the red bean. I don't know. At least corn I could tolerate. Corn of itself is something that I've eaten much of and know the flavor, and it wouldn't be a shocking experience, so to speak. So if I'm talking about safety and not being, if I had to pick a dessert to eat at the end of the day between red bean or corn ice cream, I'd probably just say, give me the corn, save the red bean for Jason. So there you go. Red bean ice cream is my worst pick. However, yes, of course, I try all these flavors. But if I had to choose, as per the rules of our show, I'm going to go with number 5, red bean ice cream from China. So there you go. All right. Thank you, everyone who joined us live on our stream. Again, if you want to join us live, join our Discord, join our socials. The show notes has all that information, so you can see when we go live and you can join the conversation. Send us an email. We haven't had an email in so long. If you send us an email, throw some suggestions at us too. We're always happy to hear from our listeners, see what kind of suggestions you'd have for us. Remember, in front of every silver lining, there's a cloud. And today it was corn ice cream for Jason from Mexico and red bean ice cream from China for Ryan.